What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Sweat It Out podcast. Today we have a special guest all the way from LA. This guy, I'm telling you, he is. Woo! I'm about to start laughing right now.
Bro, I'm laughing in my head. I'm already laughing in my head.
Let me just put it this way. He is Dress Up Gang and AKA my favorite, Cholofit Creeper. Welcome, Frankie Quinones, the comedian and actor. Woo! What's up, brother?
What's up, hobbies?
How you doing, man? Everything good with you out there?
Yeah, I'm good. Homie, shit. I thought I was gonna be at my house today. My ladies, she's cleaning in there, so I was just like, I'm gonna go to the garage. So I'm in the garage, just trying to represent, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Brand standard, man.
We got the escalera and everything back there. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I tried to put a little decoration. Like,
Yeah.
I was cold. I was using it at first, but then I was like, hey, it's a Sweat It Out podcast. Homie, you gotta warm up.
Yeah.
So I put it for decoration instead. Yeah.
Love it. So how things been with you, man? How have you been able to handle all the content creating you've been doing? Have things been shifted for you, especially when COVID started? I know you were doing a lot of collabs and stuff with other people. You had other people's in your set. How did that shift for you, and how'd you come over that to be able to just continue doing what you do best?
Well, man, honestly, man, in the beginning, homie, it hit me hard because like my main thing was touring, and so we were right at the beginning. I had to cancel like almost 37. I think about 37 shows.
Oh wow!
And I was like right at the right on the beginning of the leg of the summer tour, or going into the summer tour, and then we had to cancel all those shows. So I was kind of like, damn. And then but there was a silver lining. It helped me kind of polish up other things and get more structure and just write more content. And then and then we're just waiting for things, and then all of a sudden things started popping up. Like we did this Lifetime Christmas movie, one of those cheesy Christmas movies, but it was with Mario Lopez out, and they just quarantined us all in a hotel in Lake Tahoe, and we just banged it out, man. So I was like grateful to like, damn, I can't believe I'm working during this crazy shit. And, I could cuss on here, right, or no?
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want.
I say fuck within the first 5 setions usually, so you're good.
Hey, so fucking so we were out there working, man, and I was grateful because we were out in nature and just working, and then from there, like I think that the industry was able to start adapting little by little. Obviously, it's like a lot of budget has to go to COVID precautions and stuff like that, but they're still keeping it moving. I mean, it's shut down again right now because of the thing, everything going on, but yeah, man, I was grateful. Just little things started popping up, and I was like, oh, thank you, man, because I'm used to being on stage, being around people, and just like, what's up, so to have that, just to kind of all of a sudden I'm at home at 7 p.m. drinking tea and shit, trying to read a book. I'm like, oh, okay, let me get spiritual now, like fucking, I'm like, fuck that, hope you want to go on stage and say what's up, but
yo, and we need you guys. Grateful, man. We need you comedians to keep us laughing during times like this.
More than ever, man. More than ever.
I know, right?
Between cancel culture and everything going on with COVID, it's like,
oh shit.
There's nothing more, I think, than anyone.
Yep.
Yeah,
we were talking about this with Dave Coulier the other day, talking about the with the whole comedy and everything going on.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a staple that I think more than any time ever. Like people just need to fucking laugh right now. Remove themselves from all this, triggering bullshit and just like fucking laugh about shit that's funny. Like, can't we just go back? Yeah. Like, if something's funny, can't we just go back to laughing at it instead of being upset by it?
Exactly. I mean, it's like the whole shit changed to like people looking for a reason to be upset. When the first thing they forgot is first of all, it's jokes. I mean, these people are joking. They're not like, hey, this is how you live your life. Like, let me fucking, they're fucking jokes. I mean, so it's like, I'm like, I'm a fan of like all types of genre of comedy. If you're funny, you're funny. I mean, some of my 100%. Favorite comics are like those shot comics that say some fucked up shit. But it's like, oh, fuck, but that shit's funny though. Like, but it's fucked up, and it's okay to laugh because it's just jokes. But it created a weird time in comedy as far as like, those fools getting canceled left and right, canceled and fucking, but then those people protecting it too, like the OGs, like Chappelle, he was going out there and be like, hey, you can't let them take this away from us and whoop. I don't get too crazy with myself. I'm more like a storyteller, telling family stories. I do my characters, but you got to protect it for what it is. It's like, hey man, we all have the right to go out there and say shit. Like, I'm always rooting for a comic when he goes on stage. And sometimes they'll say something that might be like, that's fucked up, but in the end, I'm like, hey, he's just, you know, there's like, I can't, like, I'm not going to get upset about it. It's a motherfucker, you know, it's comedy. It's jokes. I mean,
so how's that been for you? How's that been for you personally? Like, have you experienced anything with your comedy scripts or any of the stuff you've been doing, you know, lately during this time, or not really?
Oh yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's our culture. Like, and nothing could get big without there being some hate in there, you know. And not that I'm like this huge thing, but you know, there's, you know, 95% of the, you know, 99% even is all positive, because that's my lane. I'm like, I lead with gratitude, with love. I'm like, hey, it's positivity. Always bring people together. That's what laughter does for me. It brings people together, like, you know. And so I'm like, that's my shit. But still, since then, like, I always do some shit. Like, I just recently did one where, like, you know, I was alone for Christmas, and I got this mysterious package, and it was, you know, one of those fake butts that you could, you know, ram or whatever. And it ends up like my dad, I thought it was one of the homies that sent it to me, but it starts talking to me like, hey, you know, like, you're not alone. I'm here for you. And I'm like, oh, shit. I end up ramming this thing. It's not all graphic though. You know, you don't show like, you know, it's just.
No full penetration in there?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's the Patreon version, not
Patreon version. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But I mean, it's just jokes, but there's like, oh, people offended and fucking da-da-da. And it's not even a lot of people, but like, there's always that person that gets to stick up their ass and feels like they gotta fucking.
It's always
like,
the loudest person. You know, it may not be a lot of people. It's always the loudest person. You know, fucking Karen in the room.
Karen. And then it just starts. Oh yeah, there's always a Karen. I mean, it's like. Yeah, and then it just starts all these threads on threads, and I'm like, man, get this negative shit out of here. Like,
that's why I really do, like, I mean, I'm pretty like a true-blooded American, but my sister's half Italian. Like, I really do think that you need to grow up in like an immigrant family though, because immigrant families are fucking ruthless with each other. You know, like we'd sit at the dinner table, like fucking 40 of us. You know, me, my mom, we're the only two white people, and then a bunch of Sicilian Italians. And if you weren't shitting on other people, like, you were getting fucking roasted yourself, you know? So you were always on your toes, like, who can I make fun of so, like, the attention's off of me? Because if not, I know it's coming. You know, I think it's so important that you have that family dynamic, you know?
Oh, yeah, homie, gotta have that. I mean, like, my mom and dad were both born here, and then, but then, you know, my grandpa's from Mexico, and then, but even that whole culture, like the Chicano culture, is like, that's how they give love sometimes, just talking shit. Even now, to this day, I got cousins, you know, your comedy ain't shit. I mean, I could do that too if I wanted, you know, but I don't, you know, I don't feel like it. And I'm like, all right,
why aren't you doing it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like, thanks, primo, like, I guess.
Yep.
You know?
I mean, Mendes will tell you, like, if I always try to tell people, like, listen, if I'm not picking on you, it's because I hate you.
That's
you know, like,
that is facts. That is
if
facts.
I'm picking on you, you know, it's coming from a place of love.
That is facts. So worry if he's not picking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, like, you good, man?
Exactly. That's what I'm wearing. Sometimes I'm like, yo, Josh, why are you so quiet
Yeah,
today?
you're quiet over there. You okay, man? You okay? You're not. Yeah, you're not being mean to me today.
So where did this start for you? How'd you find comedy for yourself, and how'd you find this sense of joy out of it? Did it come from watching certain people? Was it maybe somebody in your family that was funny themselves? Like, how did this start for you?
Yeah, I was always that format, like, class clown shit, fucking around. And then my mom and dad were like diehard, like, music fans and comedy fans. Like, in the pad, we always had, you know, they always had music playing or always had comedy on. It just helped them get through shit, you know. And so I was inspired by that. I'm like, damn, you know, my mom's funny, man. She's crazy. She's just like that, you know. She's always got jams something like, yeah, that's, you know, like, even when the power get turned off, she still be cracking jokes.
You got mom. You got mom on any of your skits?
Oh yeah, homie. Well, I got characters that are lightly based on her, but nah, she gets in there, man. She's like, you know, she's funny too, because she's real, like, motivational, like, but she, you know, it's funny. She'll, like, I'll have homies over and she goes, you know, you paint your own picture and you live it. Fuck everybody else. And then she's so wasted that she just passes out right after. Like, you know, it's actually like an X-Man that gives all their energy and just has to, like, yeah, there it is. Like, I'm out. You know, like, I'm like, thanks, moms. Thanks for the speech. But now, you know, congratulations, you're taking a nap. But no, but she's real inspiring. And then my pops is just an old school fucking homie. He's like, so, like, I used to even perform for them when I was little. Like, I found my dad used to work in, he was a carpenter, but he had, like, a sprinkler head in his truck. And, like, I pretended that was a mic. I performed for them and shit. And then one day I was like, I was already into my you know, I was thinking I was like 24, 25 when I went to my first, did my first set, you know. I was like, I always wanted to do it. I was always inspired, like watching the, you know, my parents let me watch old school stand-ups, Richard Pryor, Paul Rodriguez, George Carlin, like all these dudes, Eddie Murphy, and I was just like, Legends. Damn. And so I always wanted to try it, and then one day I did it, and then it just, you know, then all of a sudden that day came when I got $20 and 2 free drinks to do a show, and I was like, oh shit, here we go, baby, you know. And then, you know, then I slowly realized.
What'd you get in Miami?
What's that?
I said, what'd you get in Miami?
Hepatitis.
Oh, shit. We gotta talk about that on the side.
Hepatitis and an overdrafted bank account. That's all you ever get here in Miami.
Remember, we can't talk about. He's at the wrong house right now.
Oh yeah.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, but man, yeah, y'all don't play in Miami. I'll say that. I'm like, what time is it? I'm like, what time is it over? Like, I got a show tomorrow. Those are still partying.
So kind of, I'm pretty curious. I have a couple friends who, you know, are obviously not on your level in comedy, but I always kind of like to ask them, like, how do you develop your set? Kind of take us through some of that process if you can.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I first started, it was just like, you're just trying to be funny. And so, you know, it was like low hanging fruit shit. You know what I'm talking about? I was doing diarrhea jokes and sex shit and and fucking, you know, you're just trying to be funny. So you get that like first 5 minutes, and then you take it to open mics, and then you got to work it out. And then slowly after that, though, you start finding your voice so that people see who you are. To me, like a good comic, like within the first 30 seconds to a minute, I already know that full. And then once I feel like I know it, or her, whatever, him or her, and then I could ride. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I know who you are. Let's go. Like, and then they could take them on that journey. But it took a while to get there. It's been like, damn, it was 15 years last September since I started. Wow. And so, yeah, it's been a lot of ups and downs. But once I got in that groove, and then I figured, you know, then I started voicing, like expressing extensions of my family, like on stage, and storytelling, and getting more comfortable, just like taking people on those rides and giving them a piece of me, with also feeding off their energy. Then it was like, all right, here we go, homie, yeah. You know,
so what would you say is your strongest part of your comedy scripts, or what are you strongest at when it comes to the comedy portion?
I don't know. I would say my characters, homie, and then just like my improving like a lot. Like, I'll write scripts for my sketches, like, but like 90% of it always ends up being like, you know, just kind of making it up on the spot, because some of the characters I've been developing. Yeah, but it's like once I get the character down, then you're more comfortable to kind of like goes off. Like Creepers, obviously, that's my favorite one. I've been doing that for a long time. And then so, like, when I become him, I'm just like him, and then he just kind of does his thing. And then so,
I'm sure you get people see you all the time. They call you by that, right? I'm sure people see you. They're like, "Yo, Creeper."
Oh yeah, yeah. Or they're like, usually with me, they don't even recognize. They're like, "Are you Creeper?" And I'm like, "Yeah, homie." Like,
you gotta bring the headset around with you,
right?
Oh shit, I got the shit right here, homie.
Yeah. Yes. So good.
So what gave you the inspiration to do Creeper? We're from the fitness industry, so we would love to know what gave you the inspiration to do Cholofit Creeper.
Yeah, well, it's based off like my father and because my dad's the old school Cholo, but he's like one of the most positive dudes I've ever met, you know. And he always had a lowrider, always Chuck Taylor's, Dickies, but a good dad. Driving me to Little League practice and shit, just like, hey, you know, homie, just handle your shit, respect people, like fucking, you know. And so I was like, all right, Pops, like, that's what's up. And then so, you know, I got a lot of cousins that are Cholos. And then my godfather, my Nino, he's like president of a lowrider car club. So I was always around the culture growing up, and kind of the positive side of it, because car shows, like, these fools are so into their cars that there's really no beef at car shows. And there's people from different neighborhoods coming together and just like, hey, check out my ride, you know? So it was like, so kind of like, I feel Creeper kind of does that too. But we did a video called Cholo Whisper, where, you know, Creeper gets rescued from the CRS, the Cholo Rescue Services, by a couple, Steve and Lucy, and they having problems with him though, because, you know, he's like, fuck that, like, you know, he's like having problems getting acclimated back into society, so they got to call the Cholo Whisper to come in. And then so that video it got like some hits, it got like 500,000 views, and people were like, you need to make another one. And he was already kind of doing some yard workouts in the backyard, so I was like, well, what's the next step? He's got to get a job. He's gonna have trouble getting a job. And I was like, oh, I know, he could do a workout class in the backyard. And then we did Cholofit, and that shit was kind of the first one, kind of just all kind of improv. Like homies are just there. It's like, hey, get behind me. I'm gonna just lead you through a class real quick. And then
the spinning.
And then that shit just fucking went. And then we just and then we put it out, and it just spread like wildfire, homie. I was just getting messages from all over the world. It was crazy.
Oh man, they're fucking hilarious, dude. I can't. Every time I see one of your posts come up, I watch it like 3 or 4 times right then and there. I'm like, I can't get enough. And I'm like sending it to all my friends. I'm like, bro, this guy is the fucking funniest person on Instagram right now. Like,
hell yeah.
Because we train people mostly like online. I mean, Mendez does his business coaching now, but before when we would train people in person, we did mostly one-on-one sessions. So we would always like peer into the group fitness class and just be like, man, like look at that fucking instructor. Like they look like such a clown, and then and then you see Cholofit creeping and you're like, all right, this is like the epitome of I would love to take a spinning class with him. Like I hate spinning, and I would fucking go in there and rage on a Cholofit creeper spinning class.
All right, grab your 6-pack or your 12-pack now and let's carry it on.
Oh, yeah.
That had me dying.
So work the tercera tripas right here.
And even things like the whistle, like all the little like very cholo-y like mannerisms, like you have those all nailed down and you hit them at the right comedic time. They're on point.
Oh, thank you, homie. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So when are we gonna see another Cholofit segment or comedy script come out, or what's next, if you're able to share?
Yeah. No. I'm always like doing the Instagram thing, doing quick little videos. Right now, we got to keep the crew tight because of all the shit going on. But there's an HBO Max special coming out on March 19th, which is I do some sketches in there, and then I did a stand-up. We taped a stand-up special at the end of last year, but it's been on hold because of COVID, because we had to add these sketches to it. And one of them is a brand new Cholofit workout that's pretty good, and it's like kind of like a level up, like it's more of a production, but still grounded and still like, all right, still keeping it real or whatever.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that one I'm excited about. We got some good shit in the can. So
did you ever
think March 19th on me, HBO Max? Yeah.
You already know, you guys heard it, March 19th, HBO. So did you ever think that it was gonna get to that level though? Like, did you ever think you would be able to get to like, HBO, all this stuff, like meet all these people? Because I know especially in the comedy industry, it's not easy. Like you have to really stick out. Like, what kept you moving? Because you have to have a certain level of mindset. Like, what kept you moving to believe in yourself, to want to keep doing this? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, man, that's hard. I don't know. Not everybody makes it. But what made you believe that you're gonna make it?
I mean, I would say I reached a point on me where I was like, I was like, all right, I was like too deep in it. And I'm like, I honestly felt like, hey, this is why I'm here. Like, whether I make money at it or not, like, I'm going to keep doing it. And luckily, I didn't get anybody pregnant or da-da-da. So I kind of just had to worry about wiping my own ass.
Only in Miami. We just don't know who it is.
Yeah. Like holding up the baby. Kind of looks like him. I don't know.
Cholo baby? Where's Cholo baby?
He has your ears. He has your ears.
He has a full-grown mustache and shit.
Yeah.
That's the next segment right there.
That would be the best.
That's mine.
Yeah. Like a Jerry Springer thing.
Yeah. And since they're in Miami, though, you gotta put like a Cuban gold chain link on them.
Yeah. Start wearing like what is that, like a fucking
Guayabera.
Ed Hardy?
No.
Or that's like the Dominicans. Dominicans wear Ed Hardy.
A gold chain Ed Hardy shirt all unbuttoned and shit.
Oh man, yes. Yeah. So how?
Yes.
Other than like I know you said you did that Lifetime movie, but how has the adjustment been for you like during this whole period? Even on like your personal life, how have you kind of been dealing with? I mean, obviously in California, guys are kind of eating shit over there with Newsom and everything that they got going
right now, homie.
So how are you kind of handling all of that on the personal side of things?
I'm trying to do my thing. I still do my workouts and stuff like that, and I have to. Creeper kind of forces me to stay in somewhat of shape. You know what I mean? Because if I get all out of shape, full stock shit, like I tore a shoulder muscle one time, and I couldn't work, and the doctor's like, nah, you can't run, you can't nothing. So I put on some weight. Fools are like, hey, I thought this was a fitness instructor. He looks like a burrito with arms and legs. I'm in the garage like, fuck that. Homie, like, my shoulder. So I've just been doing that. Homie, like just riding, working out. And then there was a low point in the beginning, but I was like, I have everything to be grateful for. So I couldn't complain because I know there's a lot of people going through some messed up shit right now. But yeah, I would say just like I've just been writing, working out. Luckily, I was able to still get some work in, and the union just shut everything down. So, you know, we can't really feel. I could do stuff for like Instagram always, obviously, but you know, we're just editing that HBO thing too. So, you know, just getting that work in. But personally, yeah, just kicking it, man. Luckily I have, you know, my lady, and then my mom has like lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, so I can go like socially distance with her. Gotcha. My grandfather's 93, still kicking it, homie. I'll go like chill in front of his garage and shit. Yeah, that fool was a trip.
They don't make them like that anymore. No. They don't make them like that.
Hell no, homie. And the fool drinks Pepsi and fucking eats lard every day, and he has his cookies and shit. I'm like, how you doing that, homie? Yeah, but yeah, I would say just my family, and just, you know, just trying to, you know, make people laugh. Doing these little Zoom shows is kind of fun too, but it's different than stand up. You know, it's not the same. But
is there anything that you've implemented since COVID hit that you've actually been enjoying, like something that even outside of comedy?
I don't know. I would say like I've been trying to like read more and then run more and get more on that point, because I was just like touring crazy for the last, you know, 2 to 3 years, and because I just had that was what was popping for me. And then, you know, but it kind of takes it out of you. You know, you come back Monday, you're home for a few days, you're back on the road, and then so, you know, you kind of lose yourself in that shit. And then, you know, sometimes you party. I would party too much sometimes and be like, fuck, you know, my life, what's happening? And so I kind of just like had to regroup that. Obviously, it's like, it's no fun to just like party by yourself and then fucking just
shout out to Miami.
So I was like, all right,
yeah, I know, we're wide open. I mean, I went out for New Year's. Like, luckily, the venue I went to was like all VIP tables, but it felt so fucking weird being in front of like 1,500 or like, you know, 1,000 other people. I was like, is this how life is supposed to be again?
Is
like
that a virtual DJ?
Yeah.
Is it real?
I was like, am I just, did I put my fucking Oculus on, or am I actually here? You know, like I don't know. I don't know anymore. You know, it's strange, man. It's really changed like our whole psyche towards, you know, other people and everything. It's been interesting.
Yeah, it's weird as fuck. I mean, I've done a couple of drive-in shows.
How's that been?
So
I heard people.
You know, you're on a stage and they project you on a screen, and then people are just in their cars, you know, and they turn to a radio dial. But it's a trip, right? Because you're just out there, there's like a bunch of cars.
Do you enjoy that? I know of like a bunch of comedians that have been doing that, and it seems like the response that I've been hearing from them has been pretty good. They've been enjoying that.
My question is, how do you hear the audience laugh?
Yeah, they honk their horns and shit. Yeah.
If you find this funny, honk your horn once. If you find it really funny, honk twice. And if it's like you're dying on the floor, honk 3 times.
But yeah, it was definitely less weird than I thought it was gonna be. I was like, all right, cool, you know, it's something, you know. So it's like, but yeah.
So
now any winter,
any COVID jokes?
Yeah. I did. There's a couple. There's ones just in my own life where it's like, you know, because I got a big family, and some of them you already didn't want to kick it with before. You know, you're kind of forced to kick it with them, but now you can be like, oh, hey, homie, COVID, you know, I can't really go over there. But it's just more because I don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah. I use the fact that my family lives in New York and I'm in Florida. I'm like, oh, the plane tickets are so expensive. Like, I can't. Yeah. I just can't make it up to bumblefuck upstate New York right now. Like, next time, maybe in another 3 years I'll come. You know, like. By the way, if my family's listening, like, that's not exactly what's going on at all. I just can't. I can't make it. Yeah.
And then my dad lives like a few blocks from me, from my apartment. And I'm like, Pop, I just did legs today. The next day I did legs again, so I'm super sore. And I did legs another day because I just needed to do legs again, so I can't walk over there.
It's too far, man. I did like 45 cholo squats on me.
Yeah, cholo squats.
So good.
That's the cholo
so
squats.
We need it. Yo, you got to come down here. We got to do a Cholofit creeper class with us. That'd be awesome.
That would be
yeah,
awesome.
man. I've done the with that new improv. It's in gosh dang it, it's that new shopping center over in that part of town.
Dayland.
Or there's a new improv.
Miami. Is it in Kendall?
No. Gosh damn it, why am I fucking forgetting it?
Or is it like in the
Brickell City Center? Is it in that one? They have an improv?
It's the Miami Improv.
Is it in Dun City or on the beach?
It's on the beach. It's like 15 minutes, maybe north. Sorry, homie, I'm like
No.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
He's like, I want to know now.
Yeah, of course.
So wait, are you gonna come to Miami soon and do something or no?
Oh, it's in Doral.
Oh, in Doral.
Oh, there you go.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Doral. That's where all the Venezuelans live in the Colombia.
Yeah. If you want to get a fucking hot dog with like 4,000 calories on it, go to Doral. You can find like fucking 40 food trucks just lined up on the side of the best hot dog I've ever had in my entire life.
And probably one of the areas here in Miami with the most plastic surgery too. So.
Oh, God bless them.
Oh yeah, homie, it was abundant at the shows. I was like, okay.
When I moved down here, I didn't know that about Venezuela. So I was like, man, all these girls look like super hot, but like none of this is real. And they're like, yeah, that's Venezuela.
Oh yeah, they got the fake asses.
Well, then they're like, oh, one of my clients Venezuelan? She's like, you didn't know that Venezuela's like the top like beauty pageant country in the world? I was like, no. He's like, that's why all those girls have like all that plastic surgery and shit because they're obsessed with beauty pageants.
I didn't even know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was mind blown. I was like, all right, well, I like Venezuelans now. Yeah.
All right, homie, I see you.
I'm not the huge plastic surgery fan, but he is.
Oh man. The more I can, it's like a car. No, it's like a car. Like if I can just, like if I can get new rims and like an updated stereo system, why not? It just costs like an extra 10 G's.
Jeez. Josh will just say that.
It's like getting the 7 Series compared to the 5 Series. It's just a little upgrade.
I'll stay with my normal series. I'm fine.
Yeah, you got to say that though. Yeah, you got a kid. You're fucked you're fucked if you open your mouth. Yeah. I'm divorced. That's right. I'm good.
I'll get the escalera in the back over my head right now.
Yeah.
So, man, what else is new for you, man? What are some of the new projects you got going on? I know you said HBO, but any new characters that you're looking to get into? Any new comedy scripts that you've been working on?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're always working on something, homie, and then, not all of it comes to or whatever, but, writing scripts. So, been working on this script for a minute, but the Cholofit like feature, I'm trying to move like the Rise and Fall of Creeper, Cholofit, Cholofit the movie pretty much, like on some like Pee-wee's Big Adventure type shit. Or
that'd be epic.
That'd be hilarious.
So that one I'm like really, it pumps me up because I'm like, damn, I think this could be something. But yeah, just like the HBO Max thing coming out, and then I got a couple. We're filming something in New Mexico in February, so I'll be out there. But yeah, like I said, I'm just grateful that work is still coming in, and that I'm able to still work on my craft. And then and then just like I said, just trying to stay in shape. I know I'm not at your guys' level, but like. Oh,
trust me, we're over here smashing empanadas and croquetas too. So don't. I wear big hoodies for a reason, hides a lot. Hides a lot.
Dude,
anytime I get up, dude, I live in Miami. I'm gonna touch the Hispanic.
I'm always telling. We'll have a photo shoot. I'll be like, dude, I'll have to text his girlfriend and be like, do not fucking feed him any more food. Like we'll go out to eat and be like, are you done with that? Like, bro, I just got my plate. Like, what are you?
Taking a bite yet,
what are you talking about? You just delivered.
That guy, like I bought you your food. Like, hey, mine's like good or.
I've finished that.
I've never seen it. I've been around NFL. I've never seen anything like this. Just like,
wow.
Like the you remember the Flint?
When I go to Miami next time. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll take you to the hottest spots.
Yeah, we'll take you to the local spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could eat too, man. I'm a little homie, and my other homies will trip out, and I'm like 5', 6.5, but I could put it down like when it comes, and so even I have like cousins are like, where does it fit? And I'm like, well, does it go in his leg or like what? I'm like, shit, I don't know. Like this shit's good though. Like,
it's a group fitness classes.
Yeah, it's a group fitness classes. Tear it down. No, I'm telling you, we used to be fat boys, but
we were big.
Yeah, we were like 225, 230.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
oh shit!
Yeah. And we're not much taller than you.
I'm maybe like 5'8", 5.5 at most. So don't get me wrong. I was playing football too, so it was a little solid.
Yeah, good excuse.
Right? That is
good excuse. Oh well, I'm big boned. I'm just big boned. Like, oh yeah, you must have. Would you suck right from the fucking cow teat? Like.
Oh my God. No, but I'll tell you, my dad used to be like, Anthony, stop eating with your eyes. Stop it. stop eating. I do that. We would go to BK, and it was horrendous. We would go to BK, and I remember after football practice, it'd be like the 2 chicken sandwiches with cheese, king size fries, 12-piece chicken tender fries. Then I'll get the huge brisk iced tea, and then we'll get 2 Hershey's pies. I'm not even kidding. I'll down the whole entire thing.
I have a fucking stomach ache just listening to.
And my
you.
grandma,
my grandma
also
get pissed.
hungry though.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, fuck. Do I gotta go get Burger King now?
My grandma, tú eres un grosero.
It was still tamale season out here, man. I'm just tamales. Like, oh, fuck, homie.
Those are the best.
You just eat them till, you know, you get all bummed out about
Publix?
it.
Oh, man.
Publix has good tamales?
Yeah, and then over here they have in our supermarkets, it's so Latin. It's like they have the name Publix and they have Public Sabor. For the Latin community.
Dude, they have the whole setup, like the whole display with like the Fabuloso and bleach and the fucking chamois with the.
Wow, I'll be like, hey, we got the whole kit right out front. Like, don't even trip.
My ex-wife's Argentinian. The first time she pulled that out, I was like, what are you doing with that? Like, I had like one of those like, I'm super white. I had like one of those like fucking like disinfectant steam cleaners, you know, that you she pulls it. She's like, no, we're going to use, I come back. I'm like, why does the fucking apartment smell like a fucking hospital? She's like, oh, it's a fabulous, it smells clean. It smells clean. I'm like, no, it smells like bleach and ammonia. Like,
my family's El Palo, and you get an old rag or shirt, and then you fucking.
Oh, yeah.
The old school shit.
Some elbow grease in it.
Right, exactly, man.
Oh, so good, so good. I'm kind of curious. Like you've mentioned, building out these scripts. It's something that I've been trying to get into. I know that we're shooting a lot more longer format content too, just for like our personal brands. And I personally have like a really hard time coming up with scripts. Like how do you develop that from start to finish? You like start with just like a random or like a specific idea, and then kind of build out the character development from there? How do you kind of go about that when you're building out scripts?
Well, a script is a lot of it comes from real life experiences, and I'll just draw from that and then build on it. And, you add shit to it, embellish it a little, or whatever you need to do to make it funny. But most of it comes from like real life experiences, and then the character stuff is like drawn from straight up from people I've been around or grew up with, or my family members. And then, I like to keep them like grounded, where they're almost like, I love all kinds of character work, even the over the top stuff. You're like, all right, this is obviously like, but the character work I do, I like to feel like, oh damn, like a lot of people are like, somebody knows a person like that, so they're like, oh shit. So I'll do it like that. But normally I'll start with a idea, and then I have like a co-writer too, that he helped me put like that curveball in it, because I like to like make people like maybe try to feel a little something. It's challenging sometimes too, especially depending on what format you're doing. If you're doing like a 2 to 5 minute video, or if you're doing a 22-minute script or whatever. But mostly it starts with like real life experience. Even the one I told you that I put out for the holidays, where I'm just alone with the fake butt. Like when I was like 23, I'm 40 now, but so it was a long time ago. But when I was like 23, my roommate worked for this like porn distribution warehouse. He was like a shipping homie, but then he got promoted to writing descriptions for the products at a desk job. So like for their online store, so they would send him home with shit. And he's like, hey man, I got this fake butt. Like, do you want it? And I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like, yeah, I'll take it. And then, so I put it in my closet, forgot about it. But anyways, long story short, I was 23. I ended up ramming this fake butt, and I felt all weird about it. Called my family and talked about it. Like to my mom, I was like, hey, I did this weird shit last night. I ran this fake butt. My mom was like, what the fuck? But my dad's like, hey, mijo, don't trip. Sometimes life gets weird. You just got to keep it moving, That's what's up, So that sketch is straight up from like a real life thing that I drew from, and then, just try to make it funny and make a story out of it. And so, I don't know. I think to me, it feels like it resonates more with people when it's kind of genuine like that, because even this could be subconsciously just like, oh shit, like it's these kind of, I don't know, it's just, if it comes from like a little piece of me, it's kind of more like I get more into it creatively too, because I'm like, oh fuck, we're gonna fucking do this shit. But
anytime.
I don't know, man. Fuck, I'm just rambling on about this shit. But I'm just, for the most part, I'm just trying
He's
to
like, just go freestyle that shit.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's like, wait, hey, so whenever goes,
you have a good point. You have a really good point though about trying to like make it relate back to people in our lives, you know, and like trying to make that connection, because the best videos are yours, and the ones of other content creators that I like to share with my friends or save and watch, you know, a million other times, always has to be like, oh well, my friend's grandpa was like that, you know, like, oh, my friend's dad was like that, my mom was like that, you know, like, that's fucking funny.
Right.
So are we gonna repeat the Guinness World Record one?
Oh, you're such a dick, dude. when I was
listen to this.
I was such a mama's boy growing up. You're such an asshole, dude. I can't believe you're gonna make me tell this fucking story. This is the most embarrassing thing. When I was in second grade, I lived with my sister's father, my mother, me, and my stepdad's son. And I was the biggest mama's boy. I used to say, like,
well, I had to do some calculations right there.
I know, yeah. I have a fucked up family. I was living at home, and we had everyone over for Christmas. I have a huge family, like, you know, over 80 people in my family, and we're all sitting there, and I was the biggest mother's boy. I used to say, like, mommy, all the time. And this is back when, like, Guinness Book of World, everyone was trying to break those fucking records. So my dickhead of a stepdad, for Christmas, everyone's over at our house. It's like, oh, I got the best. You're gonna love this. This is the best gift. I open up Guinness Book. He fucking had this certificate framed, and he had the certificate made. It was like Guinness Book of World Records for the most time saying "mommy" in a year. I've never cried so hard in my. I ran upstairs. I'm 8.
Oh, shit, that's
I was in second grade. I'm 8 in front of my whole fucking family, and I open this up thinking it's gonna be like the greatest gift of all time, and the dude just shits on me, and I run upstairs crying the whole rest of the day. You're such a dick for making me bring that up. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, in my family, you were either getting fucking cooked or you were roasting people. It was never soft.
Some effort into roasting, but you were 8.
8. 8.
Like, I'm trying to affect this fool for the rest of his life.
Oh, my family.
Oh, no, you told me it did.
Oh, that's why I still tell this story. It's like one of the most fucked up things I've ever heard in my entire. Another story, like, I grew up in upstate New York. Where I grew up was like the snowiest area in the United States. My stepdad and his friends used to come into my room, and I used to sleep in boxers, pick me up, and nothing wakes me up when I'm sleeping. Like, you could literally carry me across the country, I wouldn't wake up. He would pick me up, bring me downstairs, bring me outside, and wake me up by throwing me in a snowbank in the morning. Be like, all right, it's time to get up. We got shit to do today, man. Like, you're fucking sleeping in. That shit ain't happening here. Like, damn, you were getting cooked.
That is rough.
You were getting cooked. I mean, everyone in my family would be brought to tears by, like, the jokes and shit that and pranks my family would pull on
by
each
the
other.
Jokes, I thought you meant by the pain, but yeah.
Oh yeah, the pain too.
He's like, wait.
After a while, you get used to that snow on your cold bare skin.
Oh yeah,
man, it was
cold burn.
It was rough. But it goes back to your point, like, in, you know, what we were talking about earlier, like, having this type of family dynamic, like, really makes you get some thick skin, and then understand, like, you know, okay, this, like, hard, like, raunchy, like, disgusting, like, hurtful shit can also be really fucking funny to the right person. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, even your reaction, you're like, oh man, that's super fucked up. I'm like, well, looking back on it, I find that to be one of the funny, like, I wish I could do that to my kid. You know, like, one day.
Yeah, man.
So any woman out there wants to have a kid with Josh?
You're fucked. You're screwed.
Don't worry, it's gonna be a Venezuelan with
no English and a big fake. You know, the thing about the fake ass, though, is there's 2 different types. You know, they have the injections, which feels like real, and then you have the implant, which feels like a saucer, like a saucer plate in there. There's 2 different types. Yeah, it's like you can see the implant, dude. It's weird. It's like you can see this.
Oh God!
No, now he's gonna come back to Doral. He's gonna be giving his comedy skit, and he's gonna be looking out for the saucers.
Yeah.
Picturing Joshua right there, like, yeah, fun.
Yeah. So any ladies listening who aren't already super offended by everything that we've been saying, if you guys want to get fat injections, if you want to get a bigger ass, the fat injections is always the way to go compared to the implants, because we can tell.
Oh damn!
Oh man!
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the lookout. Yeah, is that a saucer or an injection?
My favorite game to play down here is like, is that plastic surgery or is that real? You're like, I can't really tell in this dark club. Guess I'm gonna have to go find out for myself.
Next, you know, it's a guy. It ends up being a guy.
Oh, that happens a lot down here. That happens a lot.
Guess I'll find out for myself. Oh.
Nah, I was at a club one time. My friend's like, man, that girl's super hot. I'm like, you should go check up close.
Yeah. You might want to expect that.
He's like, what do you mean? And my friend's like a short Jewish kid. He loves like tall girls, real tall.
Oh, he wants to get dominated.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, man. Like, I know you like tall girls. You might want to go make sure that that's a girl. Yeah.
Before you go koala that.
He's like, how do you know? I'm like, I live in Miami, dude. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, they're yeah.
LA, I'm sure it's the same.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you gotta watch out because especially the little Asian homies, it's like from a distance, they're like, oh dang, Then you go up, and like, oh shit, hold up.
Oh my god, bro! I gotta ask you because of since we were talking about the content before, what have you been doing? If you've been doing, have you been doing anything with TikTok? I know we're trying to up our game in that. Just want to see if maybe you can give us any tips on how to go around some of that TikTok content if you're doing stuff.
Oh man. I'm like it's like Joshua when you said, "Oh, I hate technology." He's like, "I love it and I hate it at the same time." But that was one of the silver linings of the pandemic hitting. Was I was like, "No, I'm not. I already have to deal with Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram, and And then I'm touring, doing this and that. And then I was like, it was like so I wasn't even. I was like, TikTok, that's another thing. But then it was like, no, I mean, like you need to get on this shit. And so that was one of the things I got on it, but I'm still like trying to figure it out too. Like, you got to, there's all the other shit that goes with it. How many times you post, what time you post, this and that. And that's one of those things I'm like, hey man, I just want to make dope shit and get it out there. Like, I'm just trying to do my shit. So, but I've delegated some of the shit to people and they're helping me with it. And I'm just trying to play ball more. But yeah, with TikTok, it's like once I just got on it recently, but once I got on it, I'm like, oh shit, people are fucking with this.
Monsters, monsters.
I haven't really been interacting with it much, but the following just like growing like quick, and not that it's that much, but I'm just impressed by how many people are just on the platform. And then I started like researching it's like most downloaded app and all this shit, and so I'm like, all right, just trying to play ball, but then you only got the 1 minute to fuck with, so which is kind of fun because it's kind of like more like I'm less like if I'm doing like a whole thing, I'm like really
dialed in.
Like I'm a perfectionist. Like I'm like no, it needs to go here to here. With TikTok, I'm like, all right, I got to fit this shit in 1 minute. Let me just and then I could add whatever music. It's all good.
It's crazy.
So I think
it's crazy though.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that I'm like shit. Like it's complete opposite. Like the shittier the content, the better.
I'm like, man, there's some edits I do, and I'm just like, fuck, is that work? I don't know. It's all choppy. And I put it out there. People are like, we love this shit.
Yeah. No, it's remarkable too, and even the crossover back into the other platforms. Like some of our friends are like, bro, how did they fucking gain such a big following on Instagram in such a short amount of time? And then we look at their TikTok and they have multiple videos with over 1 million views, and you're like, okay, I fucking got it now. Like this platform's a real deal. It's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, that was the first one that I was like, it was just like a janky. I don't know if you saw that. That was like a viral video of a homie that got followed by a mountain lion for like I don't know how many hours, and we recreated it where, like one of my homies just had his phone and we're on his trail, and then he was like, "Is that a hyena?" And then I come out like, hey, and he's like, "Oh fuck." And I'm like going after him, like I'm a fucking mountain lion, like following him. And he's like, go back to your hyena, and I'm just like, fuck that, like. And so I put that on TikTok and it got over 1 million views. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I had barely got on TikTok. So I'm like, that's when I was like, okay, people are fucking with this shit. Like,
wow. So
damn, we got to step our fucking game up,
What are we
bro.
doing?
We're fucking up over here.
So we're going to hit up.
We're too busy talking about Venezuelan girls with fake asses.
Saucers and injections.
Bro, you're going to notice now, though. You're going to notice.
He's going to think about us.
I'm already thinking of shit I already seen. I'm like, hey, that was probably a saucer.
Oh, man. So we're going to call up your stepdad, and we're going to find the video of him giving you the Guinness World Record.
Oh, my God. Thank God TikTok. Thank God. I would be the biggest loser right now if fucking TikTok was out when we were kids. It took me like 25 years to grow into who I am.
Hey, that shit sticks to me, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that painful shit with the family shit, I can relate with that so much, man. They said, fucking a weed whacker to my face in the corner of the garage, like I'm crying, like fucking all that shit. It just, but from that pain, comes
you got the storytelling, the funny stuff, making people laugh. Yeah. It's crazy through that pain, you're impacting and make people laugh and love.
Well, it's so funny too, because I tell people these stories, like especially that Guinness Book of World Record one, because it's so outrageous, and everyone's like, I can't believe that. That's what I'm saying. Like the motherfucker made the certificate and then had it framed and then wrapped it, like, and was so proud. He was so proud to hand it to me. Like you knew this was gonna fuck me up for the rest of my life, and you still were happy about it.
You better watch out. We might be giving him ideas. He might replicate something.
He still fucks with me. He still fucks with me to this day. Him and my uncles. I'm like, bro, I don't even have your blood in me, and you're fucking roasting me. Like, pick on someone else. You know, but you know, and it's so funny though, because I bring up these stories and people are like, man, I can't believe you grew up in a family like that. And like, you know what? I fucking wouldn't change that for anything in the world. Like, I love those people because of that shit, because they didn't give a fuck like how I was going to feel. They're like, all right, this shit's going to be mad funny. Like everyone's going to get it. And I, like now looking back at it, I'm like, okay, I get it. Now I want to do that to people in like a very humor, like loving way though, you know?
If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have a saucer loving Josh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, that built the character,
There'll be some
man.
neglected saucers out there.
Yeah.
You go through.
I'm serving it up all day, man. I'm ready for them.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
So what's gonna go on next, man? What's the latest thing you got besides the HBO that you want to share with everybody today? I also want to give you the floor to be able to just let people know where they can find you, how they can connect with you, how they can contact you, and we definitely would love to just get a glimpse of your next tours when they start coming out, and your next.
Have you guys set a date to start touring again?
Yeah, there's some dates. So it's like I don't think I'm starting until like March though, okay. But we gotta see where it's at. But I'll definitely be going to Miami. So
yeah, let us know. We'll come for sure, man. We'll
be there.
We'll come full, all choloed out, ready to go, man. We'll be ready.
Bring some saucers on me.
Yeah,
that's it.
We'll be in the fucking honey pot for it. It'll be perfect.
But yeah, man, I would say that's like there's a show that I made with some homies, that dry, subtle humor. It's kind of a wacky, like weird show, but it's cool. It's called The Dress Up Gang, and that's on TBS, like on demand or Hulu. But it's called The Dress Up Gang. It's like with me and some homies, and then Annie McDowell's in it, which is an old school homegirl from like Groundhog Day. And
awesome.
She's cool as fuck. So that's available out there. And then and then there's my Instagram, Cholofit Creeper, Frankie Quinones, and then my YouTube, Frankie Quinones, and then there's I guess that Christmas movie already had its thing, but shit, man. And then the touring is kind of like to be determined shit, but because I got family and shit I got to think about.
Sure.
Yeah, let us know when you set those though, man. We'll promote the hell out of them. We'll come to when you come down here in Miami, we'll definitely come and we'll bring a fucking rowdy ass crew.
Hell yeah. Hey, but man, I was pumped when you guys reach out, because it was like obviously Creepers, like when I started initially touring, that was when it was eye-opening to me, because a lot of the fitness community was coming to my shows, like fitness instructors, all these fucking buff ass fools, and I was like, oh dang, trip out, like and then just a big number of people were from the fitness community. There's always a percentage of fitness community at every one of my shows, no matter what city I go to. So I'm always like, it made me want to step my game up. I'm like, damn, homie, I gotta do a couple more, But like the meet and greets, everybody wants to do a cholo squat. So man, my host counted one time, and I did like 316 cholo squats in one weekend. I'm like, homie, my lower back, like everybody think it's all just jokes, homie. It's a real workout.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, I can imagine.
Hold up.
We got to get the Cholofit program out next, 12-week program.
Oh, the Cholofit program. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fire. You definitely got to do one of those. You would kill it with that, dude.
Guys, I'm gonna set up on Teachable the Cholofit program.
Yeah, that'd be the best. That'd be the best.
That's what's up right there. Yeah.
And where can people find you on TikTok? I know you mentioned TikTok was a big one coming up for you. So where can they find you on TikTok?
Oh yeah, just Cholofit Creeper.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, Cholofit Creeper. I just put the last one I put on was a Tamalympics, to help you keep the tamale weight off. So yeah, I'm just carrying trays of tamales going through cones and shit like that.
So good.
That's funny.
So good. That's fucking hilarious. Oh man. Well, I want to say one last time, you're honestly, in terms of being a content creator, you're an inspiration, because the shit you put out constantly, are hitters. You know, they're all fire. You know, I don't think there's a single post that you put out there that doesn't make me laugh, and you know, that's really what I enjoy seeing on the internet anyway. And you know, you're a prime example of, if you just put your mind to it and you find that thing that works for you, just roll with it and keep it running. So 100%. You know, I want to say thanks for coming on the podcast, and I'm super pumped for when you come down to Miami. We'll have a good time for sure. Oh yeah, homie, I'm excited. After talking to you fools, yeah, man, fucking Saucers and brisk iced teas. And
shit. We'll make sure to get you the good food. So don't worry about that. We got you. So burn around. I'm gonna let you up with some quick questions. Woo!
All right, cool.
All right, first one. What was your favorite skit of all time that you did?
That I did? Oh, the original Cholofit, man. Yeah.
Which one? Which of the videos?
It's the original one, just called Cholofit. Yeah, and then after that we did, you know, Cholofit Advance, and then went from there. But I don't know, that shit was like, just filming it. It was like, sorry, I don't want to ramble on too much, but we kind of were just winging it. And then my pops ended up like swinging by. I was at my homie's pad in the backyard, and my pops was just dropping off some food, and I was like, "Hey, pops, can you get in here?" Because when we do the workout, the Cholometrics, you know, the resistance workout, the chest to chest, where you're about to fight, but you can't do no longer than a minute, or else you really start to fight. Like, that's my dad, and he just happened to swing by. So it's kind of like, to me, it was like everything came together, you know, because I had the first creeper video I did was like 10 years ago, but even I didn't know. I was still polishing them up. I'm like, well, where does he come from? I'm like, oh, dude, this is your family. This is your father. That's why you started doing it. I even had to like, and then it kind of just all peaked that shit. But it was also like, it was mostly improv, and those people in the video kind of just happened to stop by. So I was like, all right, cool. That's my favorite one, because that's the one that, you know, and there was artists, a bunch of hip hop artists started reaching out to me, you know, and, you know, the big radio stations and this and that, and just having me phone interview and and, you know, I was getting messages from like Australia. These two fools send me a picture with they're doing, these two, you know, Australian homies. They're doing a squat, and they have their baby Joey, a little baby kangaroo, in the middle of them, and he looks like he's doing a squat, and they're like, "Hey, represent!" Like, you know,
wow,
just
that's
like,
epic.
What the fuck is happening, homie? So I would say that video is the one that, you know, helped me get out there. And then the people that really fuck with me, they're like, "Oh, he does stand up," and, you know, they start finding the other characters and shit like that. But yeah. So I mean, I owe a lot to that video.
That's awesome. Question number 2: what's the funniest stand-up line that you've said in person?
Oh man, wait, the funniest? You what do you mean, like on stage, like the?
Yeah, on stage.
Because you said in person, I was like, all right. But wait, stand-up line in person. I was like, shit, I don't know, homie. I mean, there was one I had that I rode with for a long time in the beginning. Was had to do with my culture, like with I mean, a lot of people say, "Damn, that's crazy," but that was like one of my like first like big taglines. Was like our Mexicans or Latinos are always like, "Damn, that's crazy," when it's like not even that crazy at all. You know, it's like, "What? Hey, how'd you get over here?" Actually, I drove my car, man. Damn, that's crazy. And it's like, it's not that crazy at all, man.
Yeah, it's just a normal thing.
You know, like, there's just people driving cars right now, homie. Like, it's not crazy. But that was like the one that kind of like, I was like, oh shit. It was because it kind of felt like it was part of my family and part of them. But it was like, yeah, it's true. Like, and then I started catching even like just anybody like, you're like, oh, dude, you know, yeah, just, you know, I took my mom to dinner. Like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, it's like, well, it's not crazy to take them. Yeah.
Question number 3: what's the craziest and wildest experience you've ever had in your career?
Oh, fuck.
Other than talking to us on this fucking joke of a podcast.
Yeah. No. This is great. I would say the first one that really like was like, I was like, oh shit, was you know, you know, French Montana, he's a rapper. He like was like all about creeper, man. It was like reposting my videos and got me like a lot of followers. And this was like 4 years ago, and or maybe even longer than that. But anyways, it was New Year's Eve, and his people got me out to Vegas, and then they had me like surprise him. And then they were like, all right, like he was performing at a club out there. And then I was like, they were like, all right, cool. And then they were like, hey, homie, like, can you know, change into the shit? And then so this fool's like in the shower, and then but you know, it's a big ass suite, and they're like, go in that other room. And I'm like, all right, homie, like, hey, let's go in there, you know. And I got my shit on, and then this fool comes out, and they were like, all right, come in. And I come out, and he's just like, like going crazy. He's like, I loved it, you know. And then so we do a video. It's like, hey, you gonna come out with us? And in my head, I was like, oh shit, am I gonna be creeper all night? Like I was down for whatever. Like, but man. He was like, all right, you want to change up? And I was like, oh, cool. You know.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I get to be Frankie.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, all right, you don't want me to be this like, you know, clown all night. And I was afraid the mustache was gonna melt off. And I was like, dude, like, you know. But I was like, he takes me out. Yeah.
It's just like hanging off.
Hey, Happy New Year. But yeah, we end up like, you know, security escorts us down to the tunnels underneath the casino, and when we pop up in this room, and DJ Khaled was there, and you know, he's introduced me to people, and Puff Daddy shows up with his lady, and I'm just like sitting there like, hey, nice to meet you, hey, you know, and I'm just like fucking just being cool, homie, like this ain't my life, this is your guys' life. That's I'm just crazy. Getting a peek in it, but I was like, this is wild. And security comes, escorts him into the club. He just popped through this door, the club's packed out. You know, they got their little VIP section, make sure their bottles of alcohol are the only ones that are there, like the shit they promote, their business, and then just them being at the club is a business. And I was just fucking tripping, homie. And then they go on stage, Puff Daddy surprises the crowd, and I'm just sitting there like, fucking, what a trip, man. And just because, you know, so I would say like that was pretty wild, yeah. And then
yeah, I'd say so. Fuck, sign me up for that,
right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was just kind of like, damn, like that still ain't my life, you know. It was just crazy to see, and just like, yeah,
awesome.
So but yeah, there was definitely some saucers and implants. And
yeah, oh, I can imagine, all over the fucking place.
Oh my God, too funny, man. So to end this the right way, like we always do, what's the biggest piece of advice you can leave off to all our listeners today in one sentence?
Oh man, shit. I would say, you know, paint your own picture and live it, man. Do whatever you have to do that. Whatever you want your life to be, paint that picture. Like, all right, that's what's up. That's all I do. And then do whatever the fuck it takes to get there, homie.
Love
you
that.
know, and just, and be grateful.
You guys heard
I love
Frankie
that.
himself.
The Cholofit Creeper, a.k.a. Frankie Quinones. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you again. Till next time, everybody.
All right, homie. Mama.